Yeah, it's your boy Sutter Kane, aka DJ Bless, the creator of Ghetto Metal and the king of Ghetto Metal. We here at Sweetwater today to talk about the Phoenix audio gear and how I rock it with my workflow. From vocal preamps to instrument preamps to summing, all under one company, and how I rock it in my studio and my workflow, from my MPC to the keyboards, all the way to mixing. Now, when it comes to the vocals, I love to use the Phoenix Audio Ascent 2. I've been a Ascent fan for a very long time. Before then, it was the DRS, and then it became the Ascent, which I love a lot. So when I'm recording vocals in my studio for myself or for my brother Darko, I like to use the Vanguard V13 going inside the Ascent 2 and then going inside the Phoenix Audio N90. That's usually my vocal chain right there that I love to use. And I like to use it because of the sound. It's warm and at the same time has that presence. So it cuts through the mix, but it doesn't overshadow the mix. Now, when I'm in my studio recording vocals, I like to use the Ascent 2. Now with the Ascent 2, you got 2 channels of microphone preamp and you got 4-band EQ on each side. EQs have some nice good color to them that I want on my drums, on my vocals, on my samples, anything. Even when I'm mixing, I can run it back out as a channel strip and start EQing things. Then to add to that, I'll use the Phoenix Audio N90 as my compressor. Now this is a VCA style compressor with a gate on it as well. And this compressor sounds amazing when it's chained to this. And even by itself, it sounds amazing. You could use 2 of these as a bus compressor if you want, or you could just use them individually. Like me personally, like I said before, I like to run my drums through here, vocals, samples, everything. And then I'll use this compressor right here to just smooth everything out. It has a transformer on the output, no transformer on the input, and it's all Class A. So if you want to make it clean, you can make it clean. If you want to get that nice good color, you can get that color. You have the option. And with the EQ, you can even add more option. Now when it's going inside the compressor, this compressor has a sound of its own. This is a VCA, but it has a dial bridge style sound to it. What I mean by that is the thickness of it. It's not a clean compressor, it's very thick, but it can be clean if you pull back on it. Me, I'm not a clean dude and stuff, yo. I like to push everything and make it sound what it's supposed to sound. If I want clean, I go in the box. If I'm using gear, I want everything to sound the way it's supposed to sound, how they made it. I'm running my whole chain right now as we speak. I got the SM7B going into the Ascent 2, going into the N90. Now, when I'm at my house in my studio, I use the Vanguard V13, same chain, Vanguard V13 going into the Ascent 2 and then going into the N90. That has been my chain for the last 2 albums, and it will continue to be my chain until they come out with something else from Phoenix Audio. The Theata has a summing in it. So you have the 8 channels, you have a transformer on every single channel, and you also have 2 transformers on the output, and you have a stereo width. So what I like to do is not just track through it, but I also mix through this thing. So what I usually do is take my 8 stems, run it through the Theata, and then I got this one good sound. If you look at an old school mixing console, there was a transformer on every channel, not just on the stereo output. So for me, this is like having a mini console in my studio. So when I push it, I'm getting a transformer sound on every single channel, on the vocals, on the keyboards, on the kick, everything. So I'm tracking through it to get a sound, then I'm also mixing through it to get a sound. I haven't seen so many mixers that have a transformer on every single channel like that, and that has this type of quality sound. The Phoenix Audio Scion is a beast of a machine. All Class A, 3 color circuits, you got 16 channels of summing, you got drive on each channel so you can push it harder to the transformer, and when it comes to the color circuits, you have clean, you have colored, and then you have super colored. So now we got that console sound heavy in here, and you have 16 channels to do it on. So when I'm mixing, I like to mix through this thing on the super color circuit. You already know my style, all color. So I like to mix on the super color circuit. And I mix all my ghetto metal records, my boom bap records, everything through the Scion. So now I'm gonna demonstrate how the Scion sounds, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep mine on super colored, because to me, if you're gonna buy a piece of gear, it should be colored, yo. Like straight up, that's my motto. You wanna get clean, you stick in the box. You want colored, you get analog gear. Analog Phoenix audio gear. So here's a demonstration of the ghetto metal going through the Scion. So I go by the name Sutter Kane, aka DJ Bless, the king of ghetto metal, the creator of ghetto metal. If you like any of this Phoenix audio gear, please make sure to visit sweetwater.com. All right, I'm out. Peace.